Hello YouTube. Got a few different things I want to talk about today. First thing I want to talk about is cruising around on the internet, YouTube, and forums. And I've stumbled across something I wasn't really aware was even a thing that was going on right now. But apparently Google just got a patent for a smartwatch. It didn't really have many details in the patent, but it did give a rough sketch that I found on Gizmodo. I believe this is from it. See if you can see that there. But as you can tell, it's supposedly going to have a like a little flip-up display, and it'll have a display on one side, and then when you flip it up, there'll be a display underneath it, so you'll have a dual-sided display, so that could be kind of cool. And once I got to looking at the Google Smartwatch, once I started researching the Google Smartwatch and other smartwatches, I found one that's supposed to be coming out early next year that looks a lot more promising and isn't just some sketch on a napkin that someone thought of. It is the Pebble smartwatch, and they had a Kickstarter, and I'm on Kickstarter and Indiegogo all the time, kind of just browsing around, and I'd never seen this, so I'm assuming it ended a while back, but apparently they raised $10 million, which even for a Kickstarter, that's pretty impressive. But there goes the Pebble smartwatches. They look pretty stylish, and from what I was reading about them, it'll sync to your smartphone, either an iPhone or an Android phone, and you'll be able to run the app from your smartphone using Bluetooth, and it'll sync to your watch, and then from there, that app that's on your phone can access other apps on your phone and give you real-time updates. Say, you can read a text message, or, I mean, the possibilities, once you start thinking about it, there's tons of unique features and really cool things you could do with having, real-time Twitter or text message or Facebook updates on your wrist. Not to mention that your watch will be synced with like an atomic clock somewhere. So that could be pretty cool. Another thing that I want to go over real quick, it's not really brand new, but since it hasn't really gotten a whole lot of attention, I want to kind of go over real quick. For those of you who've been living under a rock, SOPA was this bill that Congress was trying to pass that was going to just destroy the internet as we know it, more or less. I'm being a little dramatic, but no, seriously, it was going to give internet service providers not only the power, but the obligation to shut down websites or users who were just accused, not convicted or anything like that, but just who had accusations of possibly linking to something that was possibly pirated. So the thing was super vague, and it was just a god-awful mess, but luckily people actually took notice, which is very rare. It kind of went viral. People on Facebook and Twitter started talking about it, and it actually got, it became really bad for a politician to be seen supporting SOPA, and a lot of companies that supported SOPA got hacked. Anonymous had a big part in that, which I give them some credit for. And so yeah, SOPA got killed, and everyone let their guard down, and of course, so SOPA's back. Only they're not calling it SOPA, they're calling it the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And what's worse is, Trans-Pacific Partnership doesn't really sound very ominous, but what's worse is they're calling it a free trade agreement, so it's not going to go through Congress or anything like that. It's going to be a trade agreement with, I believe it was China and Australia. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but it was several other countries that they were, getting together on this thing. And the worst part about it is because it's not a bill, it's a free trade agreement. I mean, it's being done in complete secret. Very hush-hush. The only reason we know anything about it is because of leaks that people have, either hacked into or people on the inside have leaked to the press. But it's still very shady. But from what we can tell, it is definitely SOPA repackaged under the guise of a free trade agreement. Because the thing about a free trade agreement is it's really hard to attack something that's called free trade. People, what are you, against free trade? No, it has nothing to do with free trade. If anything, it would suppress free trade, make it more difficult for different people in different countries to trade information, things like Dropbox and things like the whole deal with Kim.com. So yeah, going back to the Trans-Pacific Partnership, yeah, it's being done in complete secret. The countries involved are being very hush-hush about it, which that's your red flag right there that something is awry. Something, good things, things that are, good publicity, things that the public wants to have happen, they're not done in secret. Only bad things are kept from the public, unless you're talking about Apple and their latest product. Okay, but we move on. So it just came out today that Samsung is filing for a mistrial because the jury foreman failed to tell them that in 1993 he was sued by Seagate after he filed bankruptcy. The problem that Samsung might run into is they did ask him if he had worked for anyone or if there was any type of conflicts of interest within the last 10 years and what litigation he had in the last 10 years. And being in 1993, it fell well outside of that 10-year period that he was asked about. So it might not be on him. It might be on Samsung for not, inquiring about more than 10 years worth of litigation history. But the real, you could go either way with, because the company Seagate is supposedly a really close partner with Samsung, and they've had a lot of deals and different partnerships. So they're claiming that this guy had a bias towards Samsung or against Samsung. Honestly, for me, it's kind of irrelevant because I think the whole lawsuit was ridiculous in the first place. I mean, the fact that Apple thinks they can patent round corners, it's kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. But nevertheless, so hopefully Apple will learn its lesson, maybe if they get that case struck down. And it might save Samsung $1 billion, so either way. Okay, now on to something really excited that I heard some rumors about this and I wasn't sure if it was true. Now it looks like it is. The rumors are confirmed. Today in the Wall Street Journal, they announced that they have a source from a manufacturer that Apple has started manufacturing the iPad mini. And if you watch a couple of my older videos, my main complaint with the iPad was that it was just too big. It was just way too big, and I argued that if you're going to carry around something, this ginormous, that you might as well just carry around your laptop. You fold your laptop in half, it's a little heftier, but, seriously, I just absolutely couldn't get around how large the iPad was. And I know a lot of people like it, and maybe it's not fair, but I absolutely love the 7-inch form factor. But not just the 7-inch. I'm not just completely, oh, Nexus 7, it's so awesome. In my other video, I actually said that I looked at some 8-inch tablets, and I was really stuck because the 8-inch tablet was also really almost perfect. And I find myself every once in a while with the 7-inch wishing I really do wish that I had that extra inch, no pun intended. And even though I rip on the iPhone 5 for, oh, we added a half an inch of screen size, big whoop, I really think the 7 to 8 inch ballpark with tablets is perfect. It's about right. So the fact that the iPad Mini, Wall Street Journal is reporting that it's going to be 7.85 inches. It's going to have a 7.85 inch LCD screen. I'm probably going to get that day one when that comes out. And I have resisted getting an iPad since day one. When they first were announced, I was like, it's too big. I can't carry that thing around. When I'm laying in bed, I don't want to have to do, bench presses with the thing. But if the iPad Mini is around 7 to 8 inches screen size, like it's reported by Wall Street Journal, and Wall Street Journal, pretty reliable source, so I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, stay tuned for more information about that. So it looks like the rumors are confirmed for now, though, which is pretty cool. The last thing I want to talk about today is I watched a bunch of videos today about the Black Ops 2 multiplayer maps. Multiplayer? That sounds like I said multiplier. I watched a bunch of videos today about the Black Ops 2 multiplayer maps. And another thing, I guess I saved the best two for last, but between the iPad Mini and the Black Ops 2 maps, it's a good day in the technology realm. Because my biggest gripe with Modern Warfare 3 was the multiplayer maps. Because that's all I do. I never even touched the campaign. I loved playing the original Black Ops multiplayer with my friends. I mean, you're talking about a rainy day or just a day when you got nothing to do. 2 or 3 hours of COD Black Ops with the roommates and the neighbors online. That's good times. But my main gripe with Modern Warfare 3's maps was that they were too balanced. And the thing is, they didn't fail at what they were trying to do. They were trying to make the maps neutral, but they went way too far. And it made me think about when I played paintball in high school, semi-competitively, whatever, yada, yada, yada. When I would play paintball, I started thinking about the different types of courses I would play on. And the one that almost everyone had the most fun on and that were the most intriguing and exciting to play on were the ones that were more realistic, where one side might have a hill and a tower, and that was a great vantage point, but then you had this area over here that the other team had, and it might not be a hill with a tower, but it might be a really fortified bunker. And it was so much more interesting, and you had the dynamics of, oh, I got to get to this place because that's my favorite place to go, and if I can get down in this little cubby hole and poke my gun out, and that's just going to be awesome, as opposed to when I would play on a speedball course, which for anybody that doesn't play paintball is just a little field with a bunch of blown up kind of almost bouncy funhouse, these air up bouncy obstacles, and they're all the same shape and size, and it's very balanced, and it's honestly kind of boring. I mean, it's still fun, but everyone hated it when we had to play on those courses. Whenever we were sitting right next to a perfectly good, more realistic course that, to be honest, it really wasn't fair. The map or the course wasn't laid out so that there was absolutely no advantage depending on what side it was. But you would take turns on different sides, and it made it a lot more interesting and a lot more exciting and fun. And that's really what I think Black Ops had that Modern Warfare 3 didn't, is the multiplayer maps were so dull. And I don't mean artistically or even design-wise, as far as, okay, this looks like a falling down building and it's all great looking and stuff, but just the design from a gameplay standpoint was, I don't know, I just didn't like it. And it just, I like the maps where there's weird places that you gotta know, okay, people normally camp here, or if we can take this high ground, then that's gonna give us the advantage. And I just don't think the Modern Warfare 3 maps had that. So definitely excited to see that the Black Ops 2 maps are looking a lot more like the original Black Ops. One last thing, a little update. from a video I did yesterday, I believe, where I talked a little bit about the zombie gameplay mode Transit, and I was a little shaky on exactly what that was, even though I decided to talk about it. Well, it turns out that I was correct in that you are in a shady, sketchy looking bus, and you just ride around from location to location just shooting the heck out of zombies. So that looks pretty cool. Definitely am going to play that when it comes out. But for the most part, I am just pumped about the Black Ops 2 maps, multiplayer maps, and the iPad mini. If I could somehow play Black Ops 2 on the iPad mini, well, that would be awesome. But yeah, that's all I got for news and ranting for today. I want to do some more kind of tutorial type videos, as well as the kind of, daily update type videos, kind of news reviews, whatever you want to call them. I want to do a lot more tutorial type videos, but I need feedback from you guys to kind of tell me what it is that you want to know about, something that maybe there's no other videos out there that cover. And I know a lot of weird little niches in technology, somewhat, not professionally, but, I do read a lot on the internet, and I taught myself programming and whatnot. But if there's anything that you want to know about, please leave it in the comments, give us some thumbs up, and whatever is at the top here in about a week or so, if I don't already know about it, I will do the research and I will make some videos and try to really make it simple, because depending on what the topic is, I really like when videos, I like the books, the whatever for dummy books, because it really breaks it down for people who may not have all the background necessary to, dive into a normal book, but they still want to know, okay, I want to get started programming. How, where do I start? And I would say, okay, well, here's the basics of programming, and, yada, yada, yada. So, and so on and so forth. But anyways, yeah, so let me know what you want to, some tutorials on, and if I don't know it, I will figure it out, and then I will make some simple, hopefully easy to follow videos. So, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. That's about it. Take her easy, dude.